Welcome back. This is episode 242 of the Veterinary Business Video Show. In this episode, we'll ask you if you're making this mistake when discussing dentistry with your clients, and we'll hear from a young vet offering an exciting peripatetic service for vets in Hong Kong. We'll learn why not to respond to events with a knee-jerk reaction. We'll hear how to keep motivated when times get tough, and I'll offer you my quick business tip for this episode. I'm John Sheridan, and this is the video show from Veterinary Business. I was really shocked a couple of weeks ago when I was presenting at one of a series of Benchmark for Success seminars. The topic of our conversation at the time was the large proportion of dogs and cats seen by vets for which there was clear evidence of dental disease. It wasn't that shocked me, but the fact that most of the vets in the room had no system in place to grade the severity of dental disease in their patients, nor any clinical protocol on which to base their professional advice. Here's a clip in which Wendy Myers offers some suggestions about a common mistake vets make when discussing dentistry with their clients.
Here is the big problem. 8 out of 10 patients that you see today will need dental treatments, but fewer than 4 clients will accept professional care for their pets. I have 6 strategies to convince pet owners to accept dental treatments at the time of diagnoses. I'm going to teach you one right now. Imagine that you're at the dentist. She shares your dental x-rays and explains you have a serious dental problem. Your first reaction is, what should I do? The same scenario happens in your exam room when you diagnose dental disease in dogs and cats. Pet owners want to know right now, what should I do? Never email a dental treatment plan after the visit or shoot from the hip with a ballpark dental price. Present a detailed plan with treatment solutions on the day of diagnoses. Yes, I said solutions. This word explains to pet owners that you're going to fix painful dental problems. Reviewing treatment solutions today lets you explain your medical diagnosis, the steps of treatment, and the cost of care in the privacy of the exam room. Timing is key to your success. Always present treatment solutions at the time of diagnoses. Because you shared the right information at the right time, pet owners can make educated decisions right now. As a result, you solve painful dental problems for pets and you significantly grow your dental income. Healthy patients, healthy practice.
Now let's see who's on the video show Soapbox. The Soapbox clip in this episode was produced by the University of Adelaide Vet School and features Man Hai Ma, one of the school's graduates who is currently working in Hong Kong offering a peripatetic diagnostic ultrasound service for veterinary practices.
So my name is Man Hai. I studied at the University of Adelaide and I studied veterinary science. The degree is fantastic and I highly recommend it to students who are looking to do veterinary science. The veterinary degree itself has allowed me to be quite adaptable. I've definitely evolved as a person. I've become far more confident than I was when I first started. So the best thing about studying at Adelaide University was the small classes, so having the close interaction with the staff members and also with your classmates. It's a fantastic degree to end up with a veterinary science degree that can be used worldwide. The veterinary industry not only just involves working in clinics and going on to be a specialist. An array of job opportunities are out there. So I currently am working as a veterinary ultrasonographer. I am working in Hong Kong, so I've moved overseas recently to take on this position. I'm basically mobiling across Hong Kong and Asia, doing ultrasounds for clinicians. So when I arrive at the clinic, I set myself up And then once I've set up, they bring in their patient and I perform the scan. And at the end of the scan, I discuss with the clinician what my findings are and whether further diagnostic testings are required and helping their patient in getting better. The other thing that's also great about the University of Adelaide is the location of it. It's located amongst all the wineries in the Barossa Valley, so on weekends or nights off we go out and have a nice dinner and have a bit of fun. And so I think just the campus life and where it's located is great in that sense as well, because you don't have to be always on campus. Uni is a time to just enjoy your adventure and your journey throughout the degree, because yes, it's long, but it's something that is definitely worth it.
Now for a tip from the top in the business world of veterinary practice. Today's tip from the top is from Dave Nichol, quoting from Stephen Covey's book, in which he recommends that one of the secrets of successful leaders is not to respond to events with a knee-jerk reaction, but to ask plenty of questions before responding.
In his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey has the rule, seek first to understand. It's one of the most fundamentally important things as leaders we have to get worked into our day. Here's the why. Often stuff happens in our veterinary practices, in our hospitals, that we don't like, okay, or wasn't according to plan, or it wasn't in the script at all. And so our initial reaction to that, our emotional response, might be frustration, it might be anger, anxiety, worry. And none of these are particularly helpful emotions to help us work through the situation and get a day that's gone skew back on track. And so the seek first to understand principle is awesome because it requires you to invoke a different emotion, and that is that of curiosity. Curiosity is your best friend as the leader. It will stop you wading into situations full of judgment, full of anger, and really getting the call wrong because you didn't understand the broader picture. Often we see one little snippet of information and we make our whole decisions and base our whole next series of actions on that one little bit of information. And you wouldn't do it in medicine, so we shouldn't do it when we're managing people either. The seek first to understand principle is really about getting our diagnostics out. And when it comes to management and leadership, our diagnostic tools are questions. So get curious, ask questions like what happened? What happened next? What was going on there? What do you think was happening? What were your thought processes behind that move? Start asking what-based questions, like open questions, and you'll start getting a much clearer picture of what's going on. Once you have a clearer picture of what's going on, usually it's pretty obvious what needs to happen next. You can resolve your issues far, far more easily. So seek first to understand. Your life as a leader will get inevitably and immeasurably better.
Now for my quick business tip for this episode. My quick business tip today was triggered by this clip from Dan Pink, recorded somewhere in the middle of his half marathon on the brink of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco.
Hi everyone, welcome to another Pinkcast. I'm here at the Golden Gate Half Marathon in beautiful San Francisco on the brink of the Golden Gate Bridge. I've just finished about half of this half marathon, and it made me think, hey, it'd make a great Pinkcast to talk about what happens to us at midpoint, so here we go. In any project that we have, whether it's a race or a long report that we're writing or anything, if it has a beginning and it has an end, like this race does, it has a midpoint. Midpoint sometimes drag us down, other times they fire us up. Here's how to deal with that. Number one, be aware. Again, if it has a beginning and it has an end, it has a midpoint, like this race. Once you're aware of that, you can use that and make a choice. You can say, oh my God, I'm only halfway done with this ridiculous race. I'm going to flatten out. Or you can say, hey, wait a second, I'm halfway done. I can make it. And one way to imagine that one way to really galvanize your motivation if you're at the halfway point is to imagine you're a little bit behind. That's what I'm going to do right now. Except I'm way behind. Thanks for watching.
So what's my quick business tip? Well, it's this. A search on Google for ideas about self-motivation will come up with millions of suggestions, and I'm quite sure that in your own life you will have discovered some way to keep motivated when times get tough. The thoughts that seem to work for me are: first, define an objective which is both specific and challenging, make it big, bold and exciting, but then break it down into small steps. That way you can track progress towards that exciting goal, which is getting a little closer every step. Well, that's about it for now. I'm John Sheridan, and this has been another video show from Veterinary Business. See you next time.